So whatever's happening right now, here's the main point of today's stream, that this happens every single cycle. Sometimes it looks scary, like this chart 9 years ago when Bitcoin was climbing up and no one really understood Bitcoin and it was theoretical and no one really cared. But you could see how catastrophic that drop looked from $265 all the way down below 110. For many people, they will look at that and they say, this is not for me. I'm getting out, right? I'm out of here. I'm out of here. But here's the thing. It happens every single cycle, over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's actually less volatile. It's actually a lot more tame right now versus before. I've lived through the 2016 to 2017 cycle. Some of you guys have as well. 40, 35%, 40% drops. We haven't seen those days yet. Not saying we won't. If Bitcoin starts breaking above 100,000, maybe we'll start seeing some of those 40% drop. That would be crazy if you think about it. If we go to 100,000 and we drop back down to 60,000. But hey, it could happen. In 2016, that's exactly what happened. Look at how many times those catastrophic drops happen. And we haven't really experienced that yet. We had some during the bear market. Yeah, that's for sure. But now, not so much, right? But it happens every single cycle. The market becomes too hot. Maybe there's too much leverage. There's profit taking for whatever reason. It happens every single cycle. But every single cycle, you have people that look at it. They can't stand the volatility, or they don't understand, and they leave for good. And that's not what we want. We want people to come in, understand what Bitcoin is about, understand as a long-term investment, and understand there's volatility. There's always going to be volatility. But those that stay in the market and continue to accumulate HODL, they win. They profit the most. But here's the thing. Not everyone was on board. Even though the SEC gave green light to Bitcoin spot ETFs and declared that this is okay and it's properly regulated. You know, not everyone agrees. Vanguard, their brokerage, said no. I don't even know if it's legal. I actually don't know if this is legal. If there's any lawyers out there, they should look into it. So if you have a Vanguard brokerage account and you try to buy, say, IBIT or any Bitcoin ETFs, they will deny you and say, no, you can't buy it. And the reason being it's high volatility. And one of their spokespersons said that Bitcoin is unregulated. So obviously they didn't get the message or the memo from the SEC. You still have people that are against Bitcoin. I didn't think so. But Vanguard, the real funny, the irony of this is Vanguard, they're trying to come out with an ETF. I don't think they actually came out with one yet, but I think they're coming out with one. Yeah, and then even according to their spokesperson, even if they had their own Bitcoin spot ETF, you couldn't trade it on Vanguard's brokerage. At least that's according to the spokesperson they spoke to, right? So that's just utterly ridiculous. So again, I don't know if that's legal. And one of the reasons they said, because there's high volatility and it's bad for generating long-term returns, somehow, and I've been saying this, somehow volatility is bad for generating long-term returns, right? Well, if you held Bitcoin for 14 years, you would be up 6.7 billion%. Even, I don't know, going back 8 years, 11,000%, even 5 years, 1,100%. You look at versus S&P, like, yeah, Bitcoin has a lot of volatility, but is S&P or gold anywhere close to the performance of Bitcoin? The answer is no. So as an investor, if you want to bet on the fastest race, of course you want to buy some spot ETFs, but Vanguard, again, is denying its customers. So there's something off with that. Again, I don't know if it's legal. And of course, besides Bitcoin ETFs, okay, there are many reasons why. I've mentioned inflation, even though supposedly it came down. I mean, yesterday we had an inflation report showed inflation going back up again. Inflation will never truly go away. And inflation will keep robbing you of your buying power. So you need to hold on something an asset that will out appreciate inflation. And there's no better asset to do that than Bitcoin, right? But then, of course, there's other things coming up, other catalysts coming up, right? Like the halving event I just mentioned too. There's so many reasons why Bitcoin has a huge upside for the remainder of this year. So you guys just have to be patient. A lot of people are saying Grayscale is dumping, Grayscale is jumping ship. I'm going to do more research to it, but I'm glad you guys pointed that out. Grayscale purposely made their fee 1.5% versus everyone else. They're at like 0.2%, 0.25%, and Grayscale made theirs 1.5%, as if they did it on purpose so that no one would buy their new GBDC. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, and people are saying they're dumping. You know, I'm going to have to do more research. Maybe Crypto Quant or someone else could actually detect if that's actually true. And also, I just mentioned the volume doesn't make sense, that they have such high number versus BlackRock and everyone else. And that could be the reason why Bitcoin is down a little bit if Grayscale is dumping all their Bitcoin. But regardless, the market will eat it up. And if you continue to DCA and HODL, you may one day find that you're up $3 billion in gains, just like Michael Saylor. That's not bad. That's not bad. Keep in mind, Saylor's not an OG. Saylor got in like 2020. A lot of OGs like myself and others got in much, much earlier. But regardless, you didn't have to get into 2011 or 2013 to be up $3 billion. You just need to put in a lot of money and keep holding and DCing. That's it. Saylor does not, at least from what I've seen from his posted trades, he's not timing the top or bottom. He just continues to DCA randomly, right? And a lot of times he DCAs very high, and people pick on him. But he also DCAs low. And if you average it out, it doesn't matter. He's up $3 billion. Okay, and that number is going to keep on climbing. Think about it. If Bitcoin goes up a 10x, within the next 2 cycles, he's going to be up $30 billion. And if it keeps on going, that number is going to keep on growing. And that's assuming he doesn't buy any more Bitcoin, but he will. He's going to buy up everything. From a chart perspective, it's still looking good. We're trending up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If you're looking at Bitcoin, you may be wondering, oh, it looks so bad right now. It looks so bad. Why do we fall? Why do we not continue upwards? But then, if you zoom out a little bit, I drew some lines. You guys love lines. You zoom out a little bit, you realize, well, Bitcoin's just been trending upwards since October. Upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards. And so we're moving according to plan. There's a lot of red lines, a lot of resistances, a lot of supports, but ultimately, we're just trending upwards. We just got to give it some time. SPY ETFs are here. Halving event is around the corner. More and more people FOMO into Bitcoin and crypto. It all adds up. The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never been better. And again, when in doubt, zoom out and you realize we're doing just fine and we are going to go much, much higher. And that's why you see $1 billion here, $1 billion there, $1 billion there being minted everywhere. And where do you think these billions are going? Probably a lot of it to Bitcoin and a lot of it into other projects too. So today, actually, you got a lot of other projects leading the way besides Bitcoin. But the entire sector is going to be trending up in a big way. Massive pumps will be coming. We have experienced some massive pumps just a few days ago, and it will come, and it'll wipe out any memories of staleness or consolidation or anything like that.